All right, so you're saying you're the wrong guy for this? Are you? I mean,
I am the wrong guy.
we'll see about that. We'll see. Gotta get in frame with my Evo shirt so they know I'm a real gamer.
Dork. I'm just
Dork,
kidding.
yeah.
Yeah. Quick, name a fighter in
Stop.
the game.
Hold on.
How are you gonna know? You know.
Hold on. So I already know I'm gonna title the video, and it's really dumb and cringy, all right?
Okay, what's
you
gonna
can
be?
give me your impression of
Okay.
it. Interviewing a real Bangladeshi immigrant on Si Anik Capcom Cup.
Sure, but you know, I'm the wrong person to interview. Name it whatever you want. It's your series.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Is it
How
gonna
many
be a long
Bengali people
video?
do you know besides me?
Don't worry about it. I worked with a few, and
Okay.
you know, let's
You're just going around interviewing everybody. You
Yeah.
gotta find like a gimmick, or
yeah.
like a thing that you do. Like for him, it's like hot wings. But
No.
yeah. What's
No.
your thing?
Stop. Why? What? You didn't even get to.
Okay,
Oh
but
my
like,
God. I'm here with my Bengali friend because I wanted to get a Bengali perspective. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you my childhood friend from roughly 3rd grade?
5th grade.
5th grade. Okay. See,
Childhood friend, yes.
I was hoping you
Very
would remember because I wouldn't have remembered.
Your memory sucks.
Yeah, that's
It's all
factual.
It's all good.
So we're both American. We're both American.
You are.
Right?
I'm not because I wasn't born here.
That's
You
not
could
what
be the
I was. But
president,
that's
I
not what I was
can't.
asking us. Okay. Got you. But okay, so
there's a clear
that's.
distinction.
I understand what you're saying, but
Okay.
just to be clear, we're both American. I'm born to Egyptian parents, but I'm American born. You are born
in Bangladesh.
in Bangladesh.
In a hospital, which is unique because I think I was one of the only members of my family born in a hospital.
Is that real?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say shit.
No, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the honest.
Because yeah, I was like one of the
This is
first
important
people, or the first
factors.
one. Yeah.
Dude, don't be gross though. Like we're not trying to make.
I'm
people
not saying there's like placenta all over the place, but like
yes, you literally
yeah,
said.
dude.
I didn't even say.
I came
Alright.
out like in a hospital, like you. So that's like
Okay.
a common denominator.
Okay,
We were
okay.
both born in a hospital.
But more to the
Okay.
point, this is part of the experience in Bangladesh. You're saying that okay.
It's gotten better now.
All
I
right.
think.
And look,
I haven't
am
been
I
there
allowed
in
to
a
say
while.
your name? Do you think I should say your real name?
Call me guest.
And you're good with me not blurring out your face. You said.
You don't have to blur out my
Guest
face.
is so dumb.
Yeah.
What if
I'm
I
trying
just
to keep a low digital online, online
low footprint?
presence.
Low
Yeah.
footprint. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm here with my bald Bengali friend who doesn't want to admit it, but he is.
I am bald. Here's proof.
Yes, there you go. So look, it's a serious
Yeah.
topic, but I like so people know, the viewers, if we have any, are gonna know what our dynamic is. By the way, so I'm a Street Fighter 5 zoomer. I just started when they added Kage. I'm a Zangief main, and I hit 1500 MR after dropping to like 1200. I'm not good, but I am mastering.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you are a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a fighting game FGC member.
I'm not.
Okay. Which is fine.
You want to hear from somebody who actually knows what you're talking about, right? And I don't play fighting games. And I also...
That's the fact, but you are Bengali, and you know of fighting games, and you like fighting games. You're just not an active player. You're Bengali. You've told me stories about living there, both good and bad. Kind of went over this already. You said something kind of interesting in the beginning that I might have edited out by this point, but... You know, you said the circumstances of your birth were different than...
Yeah, well,
so which part of Bangladesh, actually? I'm curious.
It's in the capital. It's called...
Dhaka?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Nice,
this
man. You're so cultured.
You're on...
Whatever. I was
That's
born in a hospital. Don't interrupt. This is my time.
It is.
I was born in a hospital. Same as you. Everybody else in my family, for the most part, was born like inside their own house or whatever. So they just like came out into this world like bleeding all over the mattress. Where I came out civilized in a hospital, same as you. So we have the same common denominator. It's true, dude.
God. So
I didn't go around like messing up people's beds or whatever, like my parents' beds.
Okay, well.
But anyway, yeah, we have that common denominator.
I mean,
that's where it ends because I don't play fighting games.
That's not the point. You understand competition, right?
Sure, I do.
Great, because that's what we're talking about
today.
today.
I get angry during competition.
It's no problem. People all get angry, and that's also might be relevant. We'll see in the future. Okay, so I'm going to try to dispel common misunderstandings, just some misinformation about recent events. So how much do you know about Si Anik, or Si Anik, as most people will call him?
Is that the...
Yes, the Bangladesh Street Fighter player. How much of the stuff that I sent you, I don't know.
So I know he's Bengali.
Okay, sure.
And I know he's running Windows XP.
That's not part of the video. You made that up.
That's all I know.
But you did watch the
I did watch
news.
some of it where he got disqualified because he registered too late or something like that by like the attorney standards or whatever. And that's why he got kicked out, even though he's probably like arguably the most deserving to compete or whatever. I guess.
Okay. So
that's all I know.
Of the videos I sent you, did you watch the one that was in Bengali language?
No, because
it was like a news story.
Yeah,
but you saw the thumbnail or something?
I saw the thumbnail and I watched like the first few minutes of it.
ভিডিও গেম স্ট্রিট ফাইটার 6 ওয়ার্ল্ড চ্যাম্পিয়নশিপ খেলতে যুক্তরাষ্ট্রে যাচ্ছেন বাংলাদেশের ছেলে সাইফুল ইসলাম অনিক।
গেল 10 বছর নিয়মিত অনুশীলনেই মিলেছে সাফল্যের সনদ। সম্প্রতি দক্ষিণ এশিয়া অঞ্চলে ভিডিও গেম স্ট্রিট ফাইটার 6 এ হয়েছেন চ্যাম্পিয়ন।
এই গেমটা অনেক ছোটবেলাতেই খেলে আসছিলাম। যখন এটা দেখলাম যে এটা স্পোর্টস এর সাথে ইনভলভ রয়েছে গেমগুলো।
I didn't actually watch like the
That's fine.
Bengali version.
Was it
of the
just like
interview.
normal news stuff for like all the people watching? If there was there anything interesting in what they said? Did you even hear what they said? Or?
I don't like the way they speak. I don't understand it. Like
Okay.
so, there's like dialects or whatever.
Different.
I don't really like speak it fluently to begin with. I don't know how to read or write
do
in
you
it
think-
either. I guess you can say they speak like properly because they're newscasters or whatever. I can't pick up on a lot of the words that they're saying. I basically heard like certain words like he plays Street Fighter. He's been playing since he was a kid. Blah 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 blah. The story that we know, like they basically said the same story in like native, like in the proper form. I don't understand that proper form because I didn't really grow up there. I came here when I was 4 years old. I didn't really have a chance to actually learn the language at a school environment because like you know as soon as you come here you're going to be speaking English and all that stuff because you want to get there's really isn't like a point in actually learning how to speak Bengali. At least at the time when I came here there were only like a handful of Bengali kids that I grew up with and we all pretty much spoke like English or whatever. Where if you look at like the Spanish community or
A lot of Spanish speakers in
Yeah,
the local
exactly.
area, right? Did you see the other video I sent you? So I'm talking about
No.
viewers know what I'm talking about, but that's fine. He's alright, but some people are. He's there for the drama sometimes, you know. That particular video I thought was okay how he covered it, but he put out another one later that we'll get to that. As for me, I discovered Anik because I watched an official Capcom produced video. They were talking about all the current qualifiers, right? So for people watching, they know about No Neutral. It was about a month and a half ago. For you, just think about inside the NBA. You know those two?
no because I don't watch basketball.
Understandable. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they're commentators. Brian F., Rob TV. They're two highly respected professionals. It's Capcom produced, but they're their own independent people. Yeah, so they were talking about all of the qualifiers from every region. They did 30 seconds on South Asia, which is normal. Everyone pretty much got 30 seconds.
Okay.
Rob TV, think about like a more handsome Kevin Hart,
Kevin Hart's handsome, dude. What are you talking about?
but more handsome because he's just that good. And he's funnier and smarter. And, you know,
Why? Because he has a formal education?
don't worry about it. So
I
he
don't
said,
have a formal education. I went to community college, dude. The way you said it is like super offensive. I'm out. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So yeah, the other guy, Brian F., the more analytical one, he's well known as well. He's highly respected. Basically, like 11 seconds of the segment, he was like pointing out that the winner from that region was from Bangladesh, and he's like,
Much respect to Si Anik, and I'm excited to see him in Capcom Cup.
And I'm just excited to see representation from Bangladesh, right? This is really, the World Warrior program is doing its thing and highlighting talent from around the world. So it's really awesome to see a Bangladesh representative going to Capcom Cup. Moving on to the next region.
okay, moving on.
Never heard of that place.
No, I mean, credit to him for being respectful, using his platform. He has like a welcoming attitude for new players in the fighting game community. He's really good. When I was just learning Street Fighter 5, I would watch his videos. A lot of people online will know this already. This particular video was only about, it only got 5,500 views.
That's a good amount. Though.
No, 5,500. That's not a high amount of views
I mean, you
for
guys
an
are
official
like,
Capcom. So,
but you guys are like few and far between.
well, you guys. Okay.
Yeah, because you're not like playing League of Legends, Call of Duty, or anything that's modern, relevant. You guys are basically playing stuff from like the 80s or whatever. You're trying to keep like a dead art alive. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's only 5 comments about Bangladesh, including myself. And as an
On
aside,
the whole video?
yeah, literally the whole video. There's like 5 comments about Bangladesh. Interesting. It's an official Capcom video, like covering a lot. So I mean, but again, it was a blink and you miss it kind of thing. As an aside, I saw Rob TV in the elevator when I was at Evo. It was just me and him in the elevator for 5 seconds.
You
I walked in, I was just like, so I didn't even say anything. I just kind of like nodded. I feel like he maybe nodded back. I was trying not to fanboy, and then I realized, wait a minute, you're supposed to be like, hey, I know you. You're cool. You know,
Right.
It would be the nice thing to do. Instead, I ended up being like, don't say anything weird.
But did he say anything to you?
No. He like that's the thing. I'm thinking, oh, he's here for business. I shouldn't, interrupt.
So, you didn't talk to him at all?
No, I literally didn't say a
okay.
single word. That's kind of my problem when I went to
You
Evo.
should have told him like, hey, Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Well,
you
that's
just-
the thing. He would have been like,
and
yeah,
then
he
you
would have been
just
cool about it. I should have
stand
been like,
there
oh, I'm a
awkwardly.
big fan, man.
Yeah.
I love your stuff, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's
I
a
watch
cool dude.
all your videos, literally all of them.
That's how I found out about Si Anik. I'm just gonna say Anik. Like I said, people call him Si Anik because it's written Si Anik. Like people don't know how it's pronounced. So yeah, it was a low key mention, right? But because I have the two in this car, right? I'm the only woke lib cuck. Like
You are.
in your words.
No, it's libtard and cuckservative. Those are my two favorite words.
No, but in
and
this
you have
case-
to get them right. You're a libtard.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Understood. I'm just like latching on to it, even though it's just like a token mention of him. So I'm just like, I'm gonna be the one guy who's a big fan of this guy.
You're
You know
trying
what
to
I
get
mean?
one of those ESG points things.
I don't know what that is.
Just look it up. It's fine.
Sure. So after he qualified, but before the recent events, which I'm not gonna spoil, he was really understated. So his Twitter, he has 4 tweets. 4. There's only 2 YouTube videos relating to him at all. One of them is like a recording of his grand finals win. Makes sense, right?
Right.
The other one was just some random scrub accusing him of lag switching in like some
like,
low quality recording.
Right,
it was one of those.
Nice.
Like it's Call of Duty
Man,
on the 360
everyone,
or something.
yeah.
Like, yeah, no,
Everyone
he's
deals with that.
yeah, but like, I mean, they singled out him specifically. They're like, he is a cheater, macro using hacker from.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, to myself, I'm like, oh, he's definitely winning the $1 million. He already he's so understated. He already has a hater like this. This guy must be good.
That's how you know you made it.
Yeah. My point being,
Can you use macros in Street Fighter?
I guess.
I thought you guys were playing with.
You
like,
could. No, we play normally though. But yeah, there was one commentator who actually noticed him. He was like, the proud dad. He's like, there's a guy from Bangladesh.
So we have a representative from Bangladesh. Super cool. Shout outs to the World Warrior style of this. I mean, to get players from all sorts of different regions like that is super neat. So I'm really happy for Si Anik. So hopefully he has a successful Capcom Cup.
Sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of his pronunciation. I
good.
didn't know how to do his voice.
It's all good.
There's one guy who noticed him, but that's it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He appreciates it. And this guy, by the way, he's a commentator in the game. They have like an in-game commentary where they got real commentators. So he actually has his voice in the game. It's really cool.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, his YouTube channel, as of today, I checked earlier, he has 5 subscribers. Like, no one knows about him.
The fighter or the person who made
the player. Okay. Yeah, the Bangladesh player. So I was just being an unnecessary fanboy.
Well, how many videos does he upload?
It's literally, I don't think he had any videos on his personal channel.
And he only has 5 subscribers on his personal channel?
5 subscribers on his channel. He has a banner. 5 subscribers, myself included again. So it was really just 4 before today.
So the thing is, like, I would also check his other social media accounts to see if there's like anything there, because he might not have a presence on YouTube, but he might have like a presence on, like, let's say Twitter, Instagram, or whatever else. Because it's just like, it might not be like the platform that he's always interacting with people. Because like YouTube is like a video platform.
Yeah.
So you communicate through that media.
Yeah.
That media in video form, where maybe on like Instagram or Twitter he's like a lot more active. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
That's a good point. Do you think do you have any insight what platform of choice they would use in Bangladesh?
WhatsApp. And
WhatsApp?
It's not a platform.
It's not.
That's literally what
That's
everybody,
what I'm saying.
like every
man.
immigrant uses WhatsApp, dude.
Yup.
Because they're always up to shit. They're always trying to hide something. They're always laundering money or sending money overseas.
Okay,
I'm just saying, dude. My family does that.
It's sad, but it's true.
It's
honestly.
true.
Okay,
true.
but yeah, do you think bandwidth limitations is a factor or not?
Depending where you live.
Yeah, he is based in Dhaka, so I don't know specifically.
Even then, it really comes down to like people you know. Over there more so than I think anywhere else maybe. Well, it's like that in developing countries everywhere, I guess, where you can't just have money. You also need to know people within, like, let's say, whatever sector you need something from. Like, let's say you need like high bandwidth or whatever, or even like regular bandwidth by our standards. You need to know somebody who works in a facility like that could basically hook you up. Or you have to have like so much power and influence that you can guarantee that you're going to get their cooperation. Because like I'll tell you, like my mom's side, they're all like financially doing well because they own like businesses and stuff like that, like factories and bakeries and whatnot. But even with their money and all that stuff, they'll still get like bothered by like politicians and all that other stuff, because unless you have these people like under your pocket or whatever, and you're giving them money under the table, which happens pretty often, you're not really going to get them to cooperate. So,
Are you talking to the camera? Just making sure.
Okay, I'm just okay. You want me to talk to the camera?
No, you don't
it's
have
not a person.
to. You don't have to.
Okay, before I lose my train of thought, he could be living in Dhaka or whatever, but like it might not be. He might not have it good, meaning like the bandwidth or whatever might not be what you would expect it to be.
Yeah.
The power still cuts off over there
all
the time. Like the thing is like they don't have like we take this for granted, where like if you turn on the switch, the lights will never go off really, unless there's like a bad storm or whatever. Even if you live in like the capital city, Dhaka, it's a very large population. If you look at the whole country, people live inside the cities and outside of cities, and it's very congested and all that stuff. So they have to cycle power because they're not actually like outputting enough power from like the power plants, based on like the amount of people that actually live in the country. So they have to cycle through different sections. So if you live in the city, you have a better chance of keeping your lights on compared to people who live outside, but you are going to lose your power at one point. If you lose your power in the city, it might be for like, let's say, half an hour, an hour. Someone outside the city, it might be a little bit longer. but you are going to lose your power. And if you lose your power, even if you have like a backup generator, you're still not going to have internet or whatever. So like there's that too. The bandwidth stuff, like, you know, that's going to be a problem, you know, for him, for sure.
That explains the YouTube part of it.
Yeah, which I would get. So
yeah, that makes
if he's
sense.
going to communicate,
he might like other channels,
right?
Like,
but then again, if he wants to communicate in video form, he can always upload a video in like a lower quality, like 480p or something like that. But yeah, if he wants to quickly communicate, like let's say he's talking to someone online and all that stuff, my best guess would be like Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say like YouTube.
Yeah, I did check Twitter. It was only 4 tweets before like the recent events.
It could also be like he
might be.
I
know
like
he uses Facebook.
Yeah,
I do know more. Like some of his family posted about it.
That's
actually on Facebook.
I think you're probably right with that.
Close
like,
friends and family
over there, like overseas, people like especially in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Like even my cousins who live overseas, they mostly use Facebook to talk.
Yeah.
Over here, not so much.
It was coming across that way. I guess it's more like communal. Yeah. It's probably more reliable to be honest.
It could also be
considering how Twitter is.
It could also be like the type of person he is. Maybe he's like more stoic. So like he could be bothered by it, but he might not want to like express anything externally. You know, he just holds it in or whatever. Marcus Aurelius or whatever.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
He talks about stuff.
I think I heard about him on a podcast. I don't remember.
No, that's a historical figure. Whatever.
Gotcha.
It doesn't matter.
Gotcha. Uncultured, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah, we got most of the background. Yeah, so his full name, Saiful Islam. That's what the SI is in Si Anik. I'm not giving out the English translation because I know how people are, bro.
Okay.
That's an Arabic name. I'm not going to explain it.
I thought it was like for the metric system. I'm just kidding.
Okay. So I have to explain the actual tournaments and stuff, right? So
sure. That's a good place to start. I don't know anything.
Let's start with that, right? So he participated in Capcom Pro Tour, World Warrior regional events. World Warrior, by the way, is the subtitle of Street Fighter 2. And you know how Street Fighter 2 is one of the more influential ones? They've kept that branding around.
So. Oh, it's still around? Like people play that?
I mean, it's not so much that they play it, but every time they market the game, they're going to use like the old pixel art from the classic ones. So Street Fighter,
yeah, that makes sense.
Street Fighter 2, the World Warriors, is the one they use most of the time. So the program is called the World Warrior. Sorry, it was a 5-part tournament series. So 5 brackets spread out over, I think it's 3 months. He won 4 of the 5 qualifying events, first place in his region. And then in the grand final after that, he won. That was what qualified him. So consistent results in his region. He won with 3 different characters. Chun-Li. You know Chun-Li.
Of course. Who doesn't?
Right. Naturally. You're culture. You're a man of culture. Marisa. She's like the big, burly Italian, like, buff lady from the new one.
Italian buff lady.
Yeah.
That's not the one with the red hair.
She has the red
gloves.
helmet looking hair. Yeah, with like the gloves. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. She's Italian?
She's Italian. She's
I thought she was like Russian or something.
Yeah, no, Zangief, just because Zangief is muscular and Russian, that's different, bro. No, she's a big burly Italian lady. Luke is the other character who's like the gym bro. He's just like the MMA looking dude.
That's a
he's like the
character or whatever.
He's like, dude, you look huge.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah.
Was that Christopher Walken?
Huh?
Wow.
Huge. That's not in grand finals. He won over an Indian player named Shadoken. Shadoken. Sorry, I said Shadoken because Hadoken, but Shadoken.
His name is not Ken, by the way. You said he's Indian. It's not Ken.
Moving on. He comes up later, placed in the grand finals, which would qualify him for the main event, which is the Capcom Cup.
Quick question: are these competitions like regional?
Yes. So regional. So he was in the South Asia region, which
like the Indian subcontinent.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, the eligible regions, I actually have the screenshot. So right here, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal, India.
Okay.
So yeah, you know those regions a little bit, right?
I know Nepal.
You've heard of them.
Nepalese people are very nice.
On that note, none of the other eligible regions had any high placing representation. So Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal. Like I'm ignorant, to be completely honest with you. If I think of those countries, I'm thinking of tribal mountain Sherpas, like meditation retreats, no Wi-Fi.
Right, because Mount Everest, you know, like the Sherpas, they're usually like Nepalese people.
Point being, like, I'm like the no electricity retreat, like, you know, no infrastructure is what I'm thinking. Because and I don't think I'm the only one. I think most Americans have that idea of that region.
But he won that?
Well, yeah, so he won 4 of the 5 events and then the final. In this case, in the grand final, it was 3 Bengali players and 5 Indian players. This is from Liquipedia, like Team Liquid, the esport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they keep track of this stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
Gotcha, cool.
Top 8 throughout the events, if you include all of them, not just the grand final, it was 6 Bengali players total, including Anik, 13 India players, and then none from the other 3 regions. By the way, they are never mentioned in any other video. I'm pretty sure, even if you look at like the ones going over the Capcom Cup, there's no mentions of them. The other 2 who are in finals for the World Warrior were Badshah Mia and Raihan, if I'm saying that right. And then the other ones who participated throughout were 0-0, No Respect, and Hellfire. And yeah, like I said, I don't think anyone knows them outside of that region because there's no publicity about it, respectfully.
Okay.
Just to put things in perspective with the stats, those regional events had a maximum of 50 players entered in the bracket. That's a small number. We're in North America East here. So you got to include New York, which is considered one of the strongest regions in Street Fighter.
New York.
I'm editing that out.
Don't.
And yeah, so their most anticipated event was the Northeast region, region. They had 642 entrants.
Anybody from Jersey? Jersey?
I went 3 and 2. I placed 97.
Besides you, bro. I mean, like an actual
I
professional.
don't keep track. I
mean, like someone who's actually good at the game. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but,
no, go on.
Yeah.
No, that's right, actually.
Yeah.
Like I said.
But
I placed 97th just for reference.
I
wrote the numbers.
Though? Are you representing Jersey? You got the wife beater on, the slick back hair, like spaghetti and meatballs on the side.
I did not.
With the little sauce.
My name is just Grinning Colossus in the FGC. People know me, dude.
Oh.
Like maybe 1 or 2.
I was about to say, you guys take that very seriously.
But yeah, so 50 players at their like biggest event versus 642 in the our area. Big difference, right? So you have most of the background. I don't have much else to add about that. Do you have any questions about it, by the way?
I mean, why couldn't they just make an exception to help them like just register?
We'll get to that.
Or was there like some event that occurred in the past that basically?
No, it's not. It's not that, Bill. We'll get to it. So the visa in general, right? So a lot of people are doubting his logic, how he went about getting the visa.
What's his logic? Well, how did he get that?
It's mainly people saying he should have just done it earlier. So he says, for him at least, you can speak up, but he said a visa from Bangladesh to U.S. on average takes 5 months or more. Does that sound accurate to you?
Actually, yeah, that sounds accurate because it does take a while.
5 months, right?
It takes a while. Yeah, it's not quick. It's not quick.
Do you have any actual like firsthand knowledge of that, or not really?
Not to me directly, but like I have cousins who basically have like spouses overseas, and they would bring them over after they got married. They would meet them, and then they would decide to get married or whatever. Yeah, it takes a while to get married, and a fast process might be like 5-6 months. I've seen some people take over a year. They're not quick.
Over a year for a visa?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the types of visas by any chance?
I don't really know much about the types. I know like the easiest one to maybe get is like, I think it's called a F1 visa or something like that. It's like a student visa where you're basically coming in through like a college or something like that, and you're basically going to be a student for that college. You have to register within 30 days of you landing in America.
So for educational reasons, which Street Fighter would, I think it's educational, but
is that what he did?
No.
Okay, I was about to say, what kind of visa did he get?
Okay.
Okay. Is he gonna make guides on Street Fighter? But anyway.
Honestly, yeah, some people do. But there was a recent article actually. There was a Street Fighter course at a university.
Really?
Yeah, it was our fighting game course actually.
Insane.
It was a respected it was somewhere around here, I think. I don't know exactly.
Interesting. But yeah, they do take a while.
So 5 months sounds reasonably accurate to you.
Yeah,
right?
I wouldn't get outraged about stuff like that. But now, what is there anything else they were like?
That's what like most of the online comments are like, oh, he should have just done it earlier.
Yeah, even if you do it earlier, like that's assuming like maybe how long is the tournament, let's say, like from when it starts.
So if he applied after winning the very first of the World Warrior events, that was August 27th. That would have been just under 5 months in advance.
I don't think there's enough time for him to actually do it. Because like the thing is like I don't know exactly when he applied for the visa or whatever, but
that would be November 27th, which is only basically 2 months ago.
Yeah.
3 months into the events.
Yeah, it's not enough time. Because if it was like, let's say like the tournament or whatever is going to be in America a year from now, right? Everyone's like taking a break or something like that, then sure, yeah, that would give him plenty of time. And if he's like too slow on that, then it's like on him. But having like only like, let's say 5-6 months, it's not enough time really. You know, like you're going to have to basically pull some major strings to get that ball rolling.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to like the visa censors, like the people over there are also very corrupt. So like, let's say it's your turn in like the serial or whatever, like it's your queue, like they call your number. They can easily pass you for somebody else who pays them under the table. Like the thing is, people over there don't get paid a lot. And a lot of the money that they have usually comes from like bribes and whatnot. So it's not as easy as like some people may believe it to be.
Yeah.
You know, just because like you have a number where it's like number 30, like you could realistically it could be like number 40, number 50 or whatever, because they're gonna skip over you for like other people who are like basically paying under the table. They're also slow, and it's also very bureaucratic. It's
So-
like horrifically mismanaged too. But yeah.
I was gonna ask if do you think by any chance? So we know he did get the visa. He got it last week. So in 2 months after paying for expedited services, and like, do you think he had to? Do you think for 2 months? Do you think he probably did like some kind of loopholes? Like, to be honest, or I mean, like socially accepted, like, because obviously if it's that commonplace, you know,
To get the visa or whatever.
does that make sense? Do you think he might have?
It
Does it
could.
make sense?
It could happen, but it's like you would have to find somebody there who could literally pull up your case and then move it along. You would have to pay them like a good amount of money too. So it's possible. Like people do it.
Yeah.
Like definitely people do it, but
So
it's just like you have to like actually know somebody there, because it's just like, let's say you have the money, but if you don't know like anybody who's willing to like actually take the bribe, then it doesn't really matter. And the thing is, you might not be just paying off like one person. You could end up paying off multiple people, because there could be like multiple people involved when it comes to processing that case.
Yeah, this
you know?
sounds like something from a
So-
movie, like Real Corrupt.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. You would like. There's a lot of people you would have to pay off probably. It's not just like the one person, and the one person might have like this game set up where it's just like, yeah, but if you pay me, you also have to pay this other person. It's like a scheme sort of. So
exactly.
they want to make sure that everyone gets paid. I don't really know. I'm just
Well, based
guessing
on
here.
that's what I want to
But,
ask. Like, it's not like based on first-hand experience necessarily, but
yeah.
it's believable. To
Yeah,
you?
there's there's high levels of corruption, even like when it comes to like the police department or whatever. Like I remember one time.
I mean, it's the capital, right? So
everywhere,
it's a big
everywhere.
city.
It doesn't matter where you go. Everywhere. Like I remember one time I was trying to come back to the U.S. We were on the way to the airport. We got pulled over by the police. He wanted to check our paperwork and all that stuff. Everything was fine, right? But he basically wouldn't let us go until we bribed him.
What the hell?
My uncle,
When did this happen?
this was like maybe in like 2012. He basically wanted some cash, and the last thing he wanted as a bonus was like a little tub of like I think it was like Vicks, like the vapor rub.
That was part of the bribe.
Yeah, so like my
Okay.
I think it was like my mom or my uncle who basically just gave him one. He just saw it.
He's just like, oh, you have something in your car? I want it. It's mine now.
Because I guess it's like hard to come by or something like that.
Interesting.
And he wanted it, so he took the cash and he took the Vicks vapor rub, and
Vapor
then
rub,
he
the
let us go.
stuff yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, like everyone's like
Interesting.
like there's like corruption everywhere.
Wait, you said this happened to you or just your uncle, or
This happened like the airport thing?
the
the
police
police?
pulling you over thing?
That was me.
You were
Yeah.
in the car?
Yeah, I was in the car. I was in 2012. Yeah, that was like the last time that I went to go visit.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. It was just like a family visit kind of thing.
Yeah, we stayed there for like 2 months, and I was on my way
Okay.
back.
2 months. Well, was it a good 2 months overall? You think?
No, I hated every time I went there. Power always went out. Mosquitoes would bite you all over the place.
I'm not trying to.
There's no internet.
Okay, well,
you can cut that out.
My self-hating Bengali friend. Listen,
Yeah.
as the woke lib of this group, I'm gonna have to ask that we move on.
Libtard. You have to say that. Okay. But
Can
yeah,
we not-
I'm
can we
sorry.
not-
I just
can we
wanna-
not use that term?
Libtard.
No.
Okay, so
I'm
let me say
gonna have to-
libtard.
I'm gonna have to ask you not to say it at all.
Okay.
Actually.
You know, that's because you're from North Africa.
I am North African. One of my fellow
You're a
North
discount
Africans
African.
won
You don't
Evo.
count.
My
You don't-
fellow
you
North
don't-
African
you don't
won
count,
Evo.
dude. You don't count. You don't count.
That's
you
my
don't count, you don't
people.
count.
He's
You don't
Mar-
count. You don't count.
I was gonna say Moroccan.
You don't count, dude, at all.
Jordanian?
What about the?
He's originally North African.
He left the country?
AngryBird is the player. He looks kind of like me, except he's more muscular and like more athletic and more handsome.
Oh,
and he
nice.
still wears nerd glasses, but
The glasses.
he does tutorials. It's really funny. You probably won't learn from it if you watch the tutorials, but it's
Yeah.
so good. He'd be like, "Do you see this? It is reactable.
Yeah.
You just press the button every time." And
Oh,
it's
he's
so
like one of
funny.
those guys.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
It's the best.
I have come across like very angry, passionate Arab dudes. who talk
He's
like
a
that.
super nice
Yeah.
guy, dude. I passed by him. He was in my
Yeah.
he was in my pool at Evo.
Yeah. Nice.
I didn't get to say hi because, like I said, I was trying to like be super respectful. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he's on the clock. I can't. I don't want to.
On the clock. Like no one's
just
getting
like- I'm
paid. You
just
guys
like-
are unemployed.
I'm just like, yo,
You know?
was that Angry Bird? Yo, was that him? He's gonna win. He's gonna win, right?
Yeah. That's his name, Angry Bird.
That's his gamer name. His real name is Amjad. I don't even know how to say it. I'm
Oh,
Arabic
Angry Bird's
speaker.
easier to say, probably, right?
I mean,
I'm just kidding. He didn't want to get stopped at like TSA.
Stop. I did get stopped. Hey, on my business trip from Ohio, dude, the
You got
Ohio
stopped?
airport sucked. He had to pat me down. I'm like, no, I don't need to go in a special room. Just, I may have to unzip your front pocket, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude,
It's like, is that a gun? I was
literally
like,
just pull it out. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's business. I
Yeah.
get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, relax,
But-
So, yeah. Well, where did we leave off? I don't even remember.
American education. Yeah. I
So the
paid for
visas,
college.
you believe the corruption. Got it.
Yeah, it's not.
Not you believe the long wait time, and you said
Yeah.
some. Okay, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
This isn't, and it's not just.
We're trying to be realistic,
Yeah, it's
right?
not just
Because I
gonna
know you're
be-
being funny, but
Realistically,
realistically,
but realistically, it's not just going to be like in Bangladesh where like these visas take a while.
yeah,
You go to any country where there's like any, I don't know, like if you look at like let's say countries like Bangladesh, India, I'm gonna also say the Dominican Republic because I have Dominican friends.
yeah.
And
Dímelo.
Dímelo.
Good, okay.
They also have 2 octaves, by the way.
What's happening?
Yeah, they only have 2 octaves.
Hold on.
Okay.
Before you say anything controversial, MenaRD is highly respected. You know a little about MenaRD. You watched a thing or two about
Yeah,
him,
but
right?
they only have 2 octaves though.
Okay,
and
here
that's
you
the
go.
truth.
Mena's never gonna let
Alright.
me out of the hood.
It's fine. The TSA, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
their airport
but
sucked. They
you
didn't
look
even
at
have a
like
working
countries
scanner.
like Bangladesh, India, the Dominican Republic,
Mm-hmm.
where there are like corrupt authority figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in both government and at the state level or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it's going to take just as long in those countries. Like if you speak
Yeah.
to somebody in like the Dominican
Well,
Republic.
so here's the thing though. DR is a tourism destination, so they're pretty open who comes in.
Yeah,
You're saying
but,
to
like,
get to the
I
States
mean, I'm
from
saying
there?
for people like, let's say there's a Dominican.
I mean, it's factually, Mena, when he was going to travel
Mm-hmm.
and he needed his visa, he had a really hard time of it. I don't know
That's
the
what
full
I mean,
details.
Though. That's what I mean, though. Like,
but he did.
If you're a Dominican player in DR and you're trying to come to like, let's say America or some European country
I
or
mean,
whatever.
he's arguably the greatest of all time right now. He has the most titles.
You could be amazing, but it's just like you'll probably go through the same hoops or whatever trying to get that visa. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people who want to get paid, who want to get bribed. They won't openly say it. They'll like nudge, wink, wink. You know, so like countries like that, like the Bangladesh, India, the Dominican Republic, I'm sure there's like a ton of them where you have to basically know the right people, make the right bribes and all that stuff to actually get the ball rolling. It's not over here where there's like checks and balances. There's always there's like somebody in your department who's responsible for making sure you're doing like the ethical thing or whatever. It's gonna take a while
Gotcha.
in those developing countries.
Gotcha. Well, okay. Well, I'm here for the Bengali perspective particularly, but we kind of know that some of that is true. So yeah, do you think there's any basis that he didn't go about it the right way, or do you think he pretty much did it normal, or do you think he
I
did
don't
it really
know the
poorly?
guy, but if the whole outrage or whatever that's happening online, if they're saying that he took too long, I don't think he did. You know,
Gotcha.
I think he probably getting the visa
Sorry,
within 5-6 months.
it was a loaded question, right?
No,
It
that's
was
fine. No, I'm saying
but-
getting your visa in 5-6 months is a reasonable amount of time.
I'm a bad interviewer. I'm biased.
No, it's fine. You're good. Getting your visa within 5-6 months, I think that's a reasonable amount of time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
On that note, okay. Do you think any of the Bengali players, before knowing they won, they really had any confidence they would even be able to go? Do you think realistically, if you were living there, I'm overcomplicating the question.
I wouldn't say no, like, but it's just like it's gonna go back to, let's say the tournament's only like 5-6 months long. If you're making these bribes and you're in a developing country, you're basically taking a huge gamble. You're not making a lot of money as is, like to support your family. You're gonna be borrowing money from like probably relatives.
He did.
And
He
all-
did.
yeah,
he stated he stated he had to
yeah.
borrow from family, and they all support him and tried to
Exactly.
get
Like,
him.
and it's not just paying for like the flight and all that stuff in the hotel. Like if he does have to actually make bribes, let's say it doesn't work out, like the flights and hotels and all that stuff, you can cancel, get your refund. But the bribes and all that stuff you're making, there's no refund in that. So it's just like, what was the question again?
Realistically, do you think they would all find a way to travel, or not really?
They would find a way to travel. It might not be financially reasonable to actually do it because it could be a huge gamble where you're basically spending all this money and it turns out.
Since we're talking so much about money, gotcha. I don't want to overdo this part of it. Prize money. You already know this. I've told you this. The prize pool total is $2 million. First place winner gets $1 million.
Nice.
If they win Capcom Cup, you win $1 million. That's the big promise that got everyone hyped up. The other top 8 players split the other $1 million. Basically 300K, 200K, 100K. 5th place and down, it's 10K or less. 7th and 8th place only get 7,000. The other ones don't get anything, but 7th or 8th place, you're still making $7,000.
Yeah.
Si Anik has so far, from the World Warrior event, he won 3,500, sorry. 3,500 in his regional finals. And I did a quick conversion. It says 383,000 in Bengali Taka.
Yeah,
That's the currency.
gotcha.
Do you know what 383,000 translates to necessarily?
I don't entirely know. I would have to ask.
No
but
problem.
I think it's a good amount of money.
Okay. Not official, but Google search
Yeah.
says the cost of living in Bangladesh for a family of 4 is roughly $1,268.
Yeah, I think it depends on like the area you live in. You know, like public education.
Mm-hmm.
Like over there, you would have to basically pay for education from like kindergarten all the way to like college.
But a family of 4 for a month on 1,200.
Yeah, but I think it all depends on the area you're living in and what kind of lifestyle you're looking for. If your lifestyle is just like literally, I just want to get my kids educated, I think it depends because education over there is not free. Like it's gonna cost some money, and then it's not
Even like elementary school level?
yeah, kindergarten.
You're paying
like,
out of pocket for everything,
yeah, everything
the whole time.
Everything. Like nothing is free over there. So it's like if you have kids and you don't plan on them like learning how to like read and write, I guess you'll make it last. If you're trying to send them to like a reasonable school, and not all schools are created equal. Like if you want them to go to like a good school where they have the possibility of getting good education, where they might actually get scouted by a country overseas. This actually happened to one of my uncles. He was studying at a government-sponsored college. He was studying like chemical engineering, and he got, I guess you can say, recruited by one of these companies in Maryland, and they basically brought him over, paid for his living expenses and everything while he got educated over there.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, having a sponsor like that.
Yeah, so I think it depends on like where you're living and what kind of lifestyle you're looking for.
Just for reference, 1,200 in Bangladesh says we'll give you a family of 4 for a month. In DR, since we're comparing with MENA, that's for one person for a month. DR, which is considered low cost of living by our standards in the US here, is still approximately 4 times as much as Bangladesh. It's a rough estimate, but for you, the numbers sound accurate. Would eighth place, you think?
Yeah.
That would pay off rent for a month?
Yeah.
Or no, actually, it says
could
for
be a lot more.
Yeah, it says for a solo room for almost 2 years, I think. If you were by yourself.
I think it just depends on where you're living.
If you want 8th place, 2 years in Bangladesh almost.
It really depends because like you could be living in the city where you have like a nice apartment and all that stuff, or you could be living in like a hut in like the jungle. You know, I don't know where.
I mean, yes, actually,
you know?
is the climate there like that, tropical? Because it floods there, right? Very often.
Yeah. My uncle, his apartment flooded.
Recently?
This was like last year. It was like a monsoon.
When you say flood there, oh jeez.
Yeah, they had like fish swimming through the apartment. Not even exaggerating, like legitimately, like because it's like basically like the entire city was flooded. So
that is interesting.
And you also have to worry about snakes because snakes over there, like they swim. They do.
I mean,
like,
I'm laughing only because it's like we're kind of getting diverted.
Go ahead.
But no, I wanted to live a lived experience.
No,
That's my point.
It's
so the living conditions.
Yeah, like
oh no,
it's very different living in like a Western world compared to like a developing country.
So, do you think for him money is a big factor? Do you think?
I think so. Have you seen his apartment?
We don't know anything. Well, yes, actually, we did see that one local regional news station. They kind of recorded. 6 people
living in one room. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
but like,
it's not squalor all the time. But you're saying stuff is bad there. Like, I get it.
Again,
it can be. It can be both. There's a big range.
Tell off of a video.
Yeah, not his house specifically, but in general, there's a big range.
You can't really even tell, but like, I think he's okay. But that money would have made a tremendous difference.
Like, do you think he would get angry about? Is it the money? Do you think?
I think it's the money, because like the thing is like, and that money would have like not just like changed his life, but his entire family's life. If they are living in a shitty part of town, they could have moved into a much better part of town. They could have been able to like pay for his siblings' education, or paid for like medical expenses. Someone could have, I don't know, man.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's a life-changing amount of money. Like even over here, like if it's like $1 million, $500,000, like immediately, like it would improve my quality of life dramatically. It would eliminate like pretty much all my debt. I'd pay for the house. And all
$1 million, but I mean,
not
even the 7th, 8th place, $7,000 prize. I mean,
yeah.
We hear life-changing amount of money. When you hear $1 million, that's just assumed, right?
Yeah.
Like if he didn't win top 8 at all, he's getting nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's also.
Yeah.
Like how's that?
Even 4th place would have been.
4th is 100,000. That still just sounds like a huge amount.
It is a huge amount of money.
For even someone living here,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
life changing. 10K or 7K? Is that life changing?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
You think he'll move on after?
No, because like here's the thing. Like let's say I want to go from over here to like Bangladesh or Bangladesh to over here. These flights cost like, let's say for 3 or 4 people, might cost around like $7,000. So I wouldn't sweat over like $7,000.
Gotcha.
Or even $10,000. But 100,000 plus, yes.
I'm glad you answered like the next question already, and with like why it would be important for a Bengali native from that perspective. Like why that?
Like the money.
Why would 7,000 be important for them versus us? Like,
but
7,000 for me would be like, a few months rent. For him, it might mean something different.
Yeah,
Right?
but like I don't think 7,000 is like anything to sweat over. Because
Gotcha.
even
Again,
over there, yeah.
my questions are a bit loaded, right? So
no, it's fine. Like unless he's like his family is like dirt poor, then 7,000 will absolutely make a difference. But if it's like an average family over there, I don't think it would make like a gigantic difference.
got it.
Again, I'm assuming, because like even like travel costs cost thousands of dollars flying between these two countries.
Gotcha.
You
So
know?
I think we're probably gonna have to cut it there. We
Sure.
could do another part,
Sure.
but we have to locate because we're in the park and they're closing down. It's kind of
We
like,
can go to like Clifton if you want.
hey, you don't have to say names. So we're gonna cut it off here. Probably gotta just move somewhere else for a
Sure.
bit. We're at the park. It's not a nice day. We're kind of cold, and we've been in the car for an hour. Time to relocate, right? I'll cut it off here.
Let's go to a strip club.
I'll see you at the strip club.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll find out. All right, yep, we're recording. Lights are on.
Sorry.
Yeah, I had to cut the last one short because it's dark out and they were closing the park. Man, we didn't get to the controversial part. I'm not going to be like, yo, Capcom racist.
No, I don't think they're racist.
Well, you answered the question, but I wasn't going to do that. Thank you for answering, though. Thank you, I
welcome.
appreciate it. Okay, that is the right answer, by the way.
Here, give me the tab.
Man, where did we leave off? You're in the dark. You're in the dark.
That's fine, bro. They don't need
They need to know your skin tone, bro.
my skin tone.
Yeah, they're trying
It's
to
not.
gauge how
They shouldn't
Bengali
see
you
color,
are.
dude. They shouldn't see color. Is your audience racist?
No, the FGC is like the
I
most
thought you have like a
tolerant,
woke audience.
arguably.
Dude.
I don't have any audience, to be completely honest with you.
No, you'll build it eventually. It's
I hope
fine.
so. I just
but
need
go
to be
ahead.
consistent. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're not gonna care about
That's
skin
what I'm
tone.
saying. Hey, man, stop making it about race.
I'm trying to control your
Gotcha.
interview.
We talked about how up front, when people heard about Si Anik, when they heard about his plight, they were in favor of him for the most part. He had support from big players, from the commentators who are in the game as well, and regular commentators. They were like, hey, Capcom, I don't see what the problem is. He has his visa. It's still 2 weeks, it's not too
Yeah.
late. You probably should do the right thing here, You kind of built your brand off of the World Warrior name and all that.
Yeah, exactly. They're right.
Like Mena was one of them. His post is still up, thankfully. Brian F. He also has his post still up as of today.
Do they take down posts?
I mean, the thing is, so here's the controversial part. This is why we have to go over it. AngryBird, Big Bird still support him. I'm sure more people support him, but it's putting him in a tough spot right now. He was getting support, but so the people who are supporting him, a lot of them are important to the Capcom brand, like Mena. Street Fighter, a lot of the fans care for Mena, If he's supporting something, they pay attention to it at least. People you don't know, but the viewers would know.
Sure.
They were getting upset that he wasn't allowed. It felt corporate. They were just cutting him off just to meet a deadline,
Right.
So Anik took to Twitter to post emails. He was communicating with Capcom about getting his visa. They're private emails. He should not have posted them. He did delete them at the time of this post, time of recording.
Wait. These
So-
are emails that he received?
There were email communications both ways from him to Capcom and vice versa. Also, the coordinating third party that does like the trips. In his time zone, it was 2 a.m. Bengali time. Almost 2 a.m. It was 1:51 or something. In our time zone, Eastern time, it was 3 p.m. So he presumably went to bed because it was 2 a.m.
Okay.
But the problem is, over in the Western world, where the majority of the fighting game discourse takes place, the FGC is in the prime time. 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's basically the time frame that Si Anik left the posts up. Problem with this is, the part that's bad, total of 3 people had their info leaked, from what I could tell. It was contact names and emails for all 3. 2 of them had phones.
Oh, he didn't redact them?
He didn't redact them. That's exactly right. He didn't redact them. He highlighted certain things that he wanted to spotlight, but he didn't redact it. Emails and names for all 3 of them. There was a Capcom production manager, a Capcom esports manager, and the third-party production company. 1 Discord, and the company name of the third party I don't think was ever officially disclosed. That would be considered a leak as well. I have a text-only copy because I saved the screenshot of like I don't have the photos. I
Right.
will not share those. There's no reason for anyone to share them. Do the right thing. But I do have the browser history, like the tab titles. It saves the titles, and Twitter saves all of that in the title of the post. It saves the text content at least.
Gotcha.
This is where, if I have to take it seriously, if this was a court, it would be non-permissible evidence because it was obtained like illegally. But I can say what he typed on Twitter because Twitter, you delete a Twitter post, it's not legally binding, whatever. It's mainly his perspective, which is the point. So it boils down to him being told that players usually have a specific type of visa. He does a lot of research, and he finds out he would need something from Capcom for immigration, which they can't provide. He goes back to a drawing board, applies for a different visa, which we do know he eventually got. But by that point, he missed the internal deadline and was informed he would be replaced. Throughout all this, 2 months before the deadline that it all started, out of those 2 months, he had about somewhere from 1 to 3 weeks where it was just radio silence, no communication back and forth. And here's the thing, if it was deleted immediately, probably no one would have noticed because, like I said, he had 4 tweets prior to that. Sorry, no, he posted about his situation, so there was more tweets by that point. It was 2:51 p.m. in our time zone. He posted them, fell asleep. The discussion usually revolves around the U.S. FGC or Japan FGC for Street Fighter. Those are really the two big zones where people care. So he leaked information. Some people immediately point out he was doxing. Players who support him start leaving messages. They're like, hey, delete this. It's not a good look. It's not the right way to go about it. Trust me, we support you, but you don't want to do this.
So he was asleep?
It's extremely likely. It was almost 2 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
He got back on, deleted them roughly around 5-ish hours.
Yeah, then he probably was asleep if like that much time went by.
Realistically, I mean, no one here is going to know, but maybe he posted about it on Facebook. I haven't kept up to date with his Facebook postings. So those people supported him, but they want him to do the right thing. They want him getting in trouble because he's already in a tight spot. He has the community support. It's just Capcom is kind of corporate sometimes, respectfully, and
I'm sure
it's a big production too.
Like, he probably has like zero knowledge on how to handle stuff like this, so like he probably went about it in a way that he thought would be appropriate.
Do you think there's any cultural reason why that might be?
I think it's just like due to ignorance, and I don't mean like he's uneducated.
Just him personally,
I mean like
or?
I don't, because like it's not like stuff like this. We're actually communicating with a company like Capcom. It's not commonplace, especially like in a developing country. He probably didn't think that there was any harm in it. It could have been like he was emotional in the sense like, look what they said and this is screwing me or whatever, like how unfair. And then he posted online, but he probably never thought about leaking their info intentionally. He probably just like posted it up there and never realized like, hey, like this is like very sensitive information, and then they get doxxed. You know, that part was probably like unintentional, but he could have been emotional in the sense like he just posted the message just to like vent or whatever, like just to basically show everybody what the response was. But the doxing part was probably completely unintentional. Most likely, if he just wanted to like just show the message, if it was me, I would have redacted everything, because you hear stuff like this all the time, people getting doxed, so I'm aware of stuff like that.
We do hear. We hear about it all the time.
And I could post the message while also redacting the information. Over there, he probably never thought they would get doxed. I don't think it was like, I don't think he had the mentality.
I don't know if anyone's really took action on it. They haven't said, they're not going to say like if they've been harassed or anything. It's possible, but it's just who's gonna know.
Yeah, I don't think his mentality is, look what this person said to me. He probably doesn't look at it as like a person. It's like he's gonna be looking at it as like him versus the company, not him versus like the specific person in the company. You know, where it's like a vendetta against this one person. Probably for him in hindsight, now he knows like not to do stuff like that. It's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
But prior to this happening, I don't think he had like any idea of what like doxing was.
Yeah.
Because doxing isn't really like a thing, I don't think, outside of like a Western country. I don't think people go after people like that in like developing countries. Like, I don't think there's like money to be made. Like if you're a hacker overseas, you're gonna go after people who actually have stuff to go after, like money. It's like online accounts. You're not going after someone who's basically working in like some factory or farm in like Bangladesh or India or whatever, because they most likely have like nothing valuable for you to take. You know, I digress. I don't think what he did was like malicious. I think it was just ignorance. That was it.
You don't think it's a cultural thing in this case, right?
No. I
Not
don't
off
think
the
it's
top
like
of your
anything
head.
cultural. Yeah.
Anything stand out about it? Okay.
No.
Well, you did say it's most likely something that wouldn't be as commonplace in like outside of the Western world. So that is.
Because like doxing, I don't think is a thing outside of.
I mean, I'm sure it's a thing everywhere, but the extent might be different. Personal information being
I
leaked.
just don't see like a hacker spending time going after people in like a developing country. You'd go after like people in like other countries that have stuff for you to take.
So the problem is the information leaked is Capcom and a production company in the US, Capcom USA, for the overall production of Capcom Cup, which is meant to be a big event. The important players, by the way, they haven't deleted their posts supporting him, but some of them have left some really serious messages. So one of the commentators who's in the game, he left a message saying something along the lines of like, this is the most direct way to put yourself in the worst light of any video game company. He said, you've effectively ruined your chances at getting into Capcom Cup and any future Capcom event.
Yeah.
And I wish you the best in your future endeavors. So it sounded very stern and serious.
He probably is right though.
Realistically, Capcom there's a very well-known commentator called Sajam. He said something criticizing the online performance of Street Fighter V, and they stopped letting him commentate for a long time. Street Fighter 6 came out. He was commentating at EVO. It's been resolved, but he's a commentator. He matters for the development side of it.
Yeah, but I think he's right. Because like the thing is, like if you're a company, you're not going to invite somebody who's going to possibly be a liability in any form or fashion. I think what he says was like based on logic and reasoning.
It's more of a liability thing.
Yeah.
Man, I really wish I had more light.
If you want, I can take off my hat and then we have like two bald heads. Like we could also save it for another day because it's like dark as...
It's getting dark as balls right now. So negative comments, very common. A lot of them are just insulting his intelligence. I'm not going to give... like, it's really just like... yo, you're gonna get cooked for this one, like stuff like that. Like it's literally that comment, like almost literally. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not literally. Some people seem to take joy in it. I don't know if that's just me reading into it wrong, but like
I think it's like maybe they're processing it through humor or something like that.
I hope
like,
so.
I also have a fucked up sense of humor sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's how I process bad news.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think anyone's necessarily trying to be malicious. There are people out there who will probably like get their rocks off on it. But what you said with that one guy, I think a lot of people would basically agree with him. As a company, like you don't want a liability on your hands.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but it might just be one of those things where like nothing works out for him in this case. And it's a lesson learned, and hopefully if there's no possibility with this tournament, there'll be a future tournament that he could participate in, and he might have to release a statement saying
he released a short apology on Twitter.
If he did that, then that's a good step, and maybe it doesn't work out this year, but it might work out next year, because it's a lesson learned. It's a difficult pill to swallow, but it's a lesson learned, and going forward he'll probably handle it a lot better, because now he knows what precautions he would need to take and all that stuff. And this lesson isn't just a lesson for him, it'd be a lesson for like anyone out there in a developing country, where now you know what not to do and what to do. I'm not trying to like make him out to be like a martyr or whatever. I don't see Capcom companies, they're not like a benevolent thing. It's basically profit driven. You know, that's all it is. Unless he's like Kanye West, which he's not. Like, he's not going to draw in, like, a massive crowd, you know? So, like, yeah, exactly. They don't even have to do, like, any form of calculus to figure out, like, it's not, like, a worthwhile venture to go out of their way while their own people got basically doxxed.
Yeah. Some people are saying a Japanese company, they work differently, and that adds to the strictness of it, which makes sense to me. I'm intrigued in game development as a hobbyist. I haven't done much. I have a little demo thing I've made before, but not, like, a real full game. Especially not at this scale, not AAA developer.
Yeah.
So I have a little insight into some of what ways a Japanese developer might be different from. I guess that's a culture thing too.
Did they say anything? Like
there was a follow-up tweet. Someone asked him like, "Hey, has Capcom said anything yet?" And he's like, "Nope, nothing yet." It's a few hours ago.
Is Capcom only in Japan, or do they have like a U.S. branch?
He's talking with the U.S. part of it. Okay. Japanese company at the end of the day, developing the game and everything. It's weird with fighting games because the U.S. community. I'm not saying it's bigger. It's probably not. We're more vocal sometimes.
We definitely are across the board, like
100%.
You know,
it's important. I would say it's an important segment, and I'm pretty sure in Japan I've seen anime style drawings from Japanese artists of MenaRD. It's like, where else are you gonna find that? How often are Japanese manga artists drawing Dominican dudes in their style? Like just for, I mean, they just don't do it. They don't draw diverse. Like I mean, that's
Yeah, that's because like they're a monoculture.
Yeah, it's more of a monoculture, exactly. More homogenous, etc., which can be good and bad sometimes with fighting games, because fighting games, they've actually had a big event with Japan that we haven't been able to emulate because it just doesn't work over here. Not a fighting game community member. You're still allowed anytime because we're the most welcoming community. Yeah, you're still looking a little bit like a hacker yourself with the incognito hat. All I'm saying is, I mean, do you want to be associated right now, or are you still in support of this man? Like,
I'm taking a neutral stance. I do feel for him. I've learned
empathy, not sympathy.
Because I've learned some hard life lessons. In hindsight, I never thought what I did was like harmful.
Yeah,
it was a lesson learned, and now I know what to do. And I hate to say it, but it might just be one of those things where he doesn't have a say in the matter, and he just has to bite the bullet. If it is just a lesson learned, then it's not the end of the world. How old is he?
I'm assuming around 30. I don't have a real number.
If he's like in his 20s and 30s, he's going to be alive for another 50, 60 years. One moment in his entire life. It's not going to sum up his entire life. It's not a make or break moment necessarily.
That's true.
Because it's like, just because you got into the tournament doesn't mean you would have won it all.
Even with all the money he sunk into it, you don't think so?
No, because has he played against anybody outside of like the Indian subcontinent?
I don't have any insight on it.
Because I sort of look at it like this, where people like in high school, when they play like a high school level sport, they think they're the shit, right? And then they go to college and then they find out that they're not the shit, that they suck ass. And then a lot of people don't make it in college sports. And then the ones that do make it to college sports, past college sports, and they get recruited by the NFL, find out they're an average NFL player or whatever, a basketball player, or below average. Not every pro athlete makes a lot of money. Some pro athletes basically make like $100,000 a year, and they're getting like tackled, their shit knocked out of them, getting CTE and all that stuff.
They're getting hit a lot more than the average person.
Exactly. Yes. They find out that they're not as good as they think they are. So like for him, like he might be amazing play against like people in that region, but he might find out after coming to this tournament, he might not be as good as like someone from from like another country.
It's true. It's true.
I wouldn't
That's
sweat
a
about
common
it.
thing I've seen as well. I've seen
Yeah.
people say he wasn't gonna make it past he wasn't gonna make it past round
Yeah.
one anyway.
It's hard to know, but like
No one
for
really-
for him, I wouldn't think, okay, if I made it, it's sort of like an ego thing where it's just like, if I made it, I would have possibly won it all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a possibility, sure,
It's
but it's like,
possible.
maybe it's not probable.
Well, you've heard of Arslan
know?
Ash. You watched that documentary on Pakistan. It's like
Yeah.
Pakistan,
yeah,
Tekken.
with the carpal tunnel guys.
The awkward grip, the
Yeah.
different grip they had to learn
Yeah.
to adapt.
Yeah.
So on that note, you know of Arslan Ash. You know of MenaRD from
Yeah.
DR.
Yeah.
Do you see any similarities here?
With Mena, yes, because I like Dominican food,
Okay,
and
sure.
I respect them for that. They have
Really?
amazing
Mofongo?
food. Not a fan of mofongo,
That's
but
what I'm
like
saying. It's
literally
too much carbs.
almost everything
It's
else.
good, but too much
It's
carbs.
like a little too sweet for me. I'm just kidding. But anyway,
I know.
similarities between like these players.
Yeah, I mean, there's circumstances. Like,
If I had to get
he had a similar
similarity-
issue with visas, difficulties, you know,
that's
getting over here to compete in
exactly.
Capcom.
It'd be
I think it
that.
was for Capcom Cup years ago,
Yeah,
but I just don't remember.
It'd be that. And also, they probably look at it as like this huge opportunity, where over here it's just like we have like a million opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't make it as like a pro player, I could always be a fucking accountant or an engineer or whatever.
Sure.
Like I have stability. You get me? I
Relatively,
could go into a sales job. Where over there, like you might not have those opportunities. It's either you become a pro player in sports or esports, or you work in a fucking field somewhere. You know?
I'm sure in
It's-
Japan they have that too,
Yeah.
with the top
Yeah.
players there. I mean,
Yeah, but in Japan, but the opportunities that are available to you in those countries are few and far between compared to like countries like Japan, Korea, Singapore, America, Canada, whatever, Germany.
the Western world. You're saying.
Exactly. And well-developed Eastern countries. For them, it's very different. They have those similarities in the sense like they have like the visa struggles,
Yeah.
and the scarcity of opportunities.
Yeah. So you don't think Arslan Ash's situation is that similar, culturally at least?
Maybe. I don't know what he went through besides like playing like a Street Fighter. I mean, not Street Fighter,
Tekken,
King of Tekken with like carpal
He did
tunnel.
play King of Fighters as well, I think. But yeah, no, Tekken, he doesn't have no one said he has
They
carpal
all do,
tunnel.
dude. They have calluses on their fingertips and
No,
they have
on their
carpal
wrists
tunnel.
because the arcade cabinets got so
right,
worn out
right,
because they couldn't get new ones and
yeah.
whatnot because it's
But
that
they
difficult.
all have carpal tunnel.
I mean,
That's for sure.
I mean, for me, I guess I got your perspective on it, which is nice. I mean, I tried not to be too biased in saying my opinions this whole
What's your
time.
opinion?
Because,
Off the record.
I mean, I already told you, like, I support him.
Yeah.
I do think culturally there's a big knowledge gap what we think is the difficulty he's going through versus what people think he's going through versus what actually is going through.
Yeah.
My understanding when he was leaking, he was trying to be transparent because he had no way of getting his message out that they were about to ditch him.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I feel like they were just going to let it fly under the radar and not say anything, to be honest.
Exactly.
Right?
This goes back to the whole he's not Kanye West type thing.
Yeah,
Where it's like-
Bangladesh is not on the map. But then I'm thinking to myself, in the game, right, there's a whole... Here's the thing. Competitive players don't really play the single player much in this game.
Yeah.
The single player mode is a big draw for the game for most players at large, though.
It's like a place to train or something.
No, that's the experience for a lot of people. They don't want to play ranked. It's too much pressure. There is a single player whole region, and a lot of the story takes place in like a South Asian country. I've made jokes about this in one video before where it looks like an impoverished, like India looking hybrid
The
type
background?
place with brown people.
With like a shanty. What,
No,
it's
it's an actual open world. It is like a shanty town. It has corrugated metal everywhere. It's got people sitting on the roofs. It's got brown people. I feel like it's a little unusual that a company who they made a huge portion of their game that they invested tons of time and money because they heard with the last game there was no single player content. They put a ton of effort into it. They made a whole section of the game about this type of location. There's tuk-tuks. You know tuk-tuks. You told me about this.
Yeah.
It's a little geoguessr trick
Yeah,
too.
they're
you
horrible,
see them,
uncomfortable.
chances are that
They're
country
a
is...
piece of shit. Uh-huh.
If you see a tuk-tuk on GeoGuessr, chances are it's Bangladesh. It's a high
It could
likelihood.
be anywhere.
There's others,
Philippines,
too.
whatever.
That's true. But yeah, the pink one specifically, I think someone said that was the Bengali.
They're yellow.
Yellow? It's a
They
specific
come in
color.
yellow and green.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. It's a little disingenuous to call it World Warrior, I think, especially considering, I think I killed my battery. It's a little disingenuous to call it the World Warrior program if, first of all, the region had entrants from only 2 of the 5 regions, and of those, so I mean, there are only 2 countries that had a real chance, so really they could have called it the Bangladesh-India region.
Yeah.
And that also, on my end, is a disservice to any other players who just weren't in the top 8 that I just didn't mention because I didn't hear about them.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're also
But
losing
I'm
opportunities.
going to also look at it from Capcom's perspective, where you have this marketing team.
It's a marketing thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't necessarily care about, like, being fair. You just
They're
want
picking
exposure.
and choosing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They sometimes they do care. They put DR
They
in a
care.
spotlight.
They
love DR.
They only care if it's something related to, like, PR. That's it. They don't actually care.
I don't think
in any
Bangladesh
capacity beyond
fans
that.
are showing out for Si
Exactly,
Anik
like
that much.
in the Dominican Republic, people probably buy like shirts about Street Fighter or
Their
whatever.
fighting game community
You know,
is
exactly.
awesome. People say
So-
they go there and it's more. They're
Yeah,
more
they'll
into the
market
game
it
than
for
here.
them. They'll market it for them. And if you go to like countries like Bangladesh,
I don't think they have any marketing for Street Fighter. I'm
they
surprised
absolutely
they have
do not.
Street Fighter
They
there.
absolutely do not. Chun-Li herself and her entire figure is probably like redacted.
Figure. He said
Exactly.
figure. Okay.
Like you just see one black bar.
All
you know,
right,
it's just
man.
like yeah, in a Chinese dress.
Man.
You know, and that's it. That's all you're seeing.
I'm
dude.
getting this from
You
your
know?
perspective. You're the expert
Yeah.
witness here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
all the female characters are redacted, dude.
It's funny in a sort of dumb way, mature way, a little juvenile.
Like me personally, I'm very mature, dude. Don't interrupt. But anyway, over there, they're like sexually repressed and all that other stuff. Islam, I don't really care about religion.
You can say how you like. I will say, from my experience, you're not pushy about any kind of religion. You have a background in a culture that does have a lot of influence.
Exactly.
From
I don't
Muslim
care about
culture.
it at all. But I noticed that
I should say, Si Anik, he did say in one of them, he's like, I trust Allah to...
there's a lot of
He
that.
said something like that.
There's a lot of that.
And I saw a negative response to that where someone was like, I'm assuming Allah doesn't care about doxing then. So, I mean, there's a little bit of dickheads on both sides here.
Over there, like, you're not going to find people marketing Street Fighter.
No, of course
You're
not.
not going to see a chick cosplaying as, like, Chun-Li.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
stone her to death.
The
you know?
cosplay is non-existent
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Bangladesh.
None of that. None of that. If I'm a marketing department for some company, I'm going to go after... If I'm going after countries still developing, like, we can basically get these people, goad these people to becoming, like, our little marketers
Oh,
for
yeah,
that
yeah.
region. I'm going to look for spots where I can get these
You're
people
planting
on
a
board.
seed there, and people
Exactly.
who get on board
Exactly.
will do
I'm
the
not
marketing for
I'm not
you.
thinking about changing these people's lives.
No, right,
None
right.
of that. Like it's like an HR department where they're just managing human capital.
I think that's where Capcom is doing a really bad disservice. They are dropping the ball. They're fumbling the future bag because they
Or-
don't know that Bangladesh doesn't have a growing fighting game community.
They may,
they
but
just
they may
don't
not.
know.
But it might be like that
I mean,
community
give
might
them a
not
shot.
flourish for another 10, 20 years.
That's true.
Companies
but
don't think that
why-
long term.
Why not give them a shot? It worked for Arslan.
Yeah, but the thing
It
is,
worked
like,
for Pakistan.
sure,
Bangladesh used to
sure.
be East Pakistan.
Yeah, as a company or whatever who's selling games, Street Fighter is popular, but it's not like the most popular brand out there. You have a dedicated fan base. Let's say you have like a limited budget. It's not like they're like a huge company
they're
like
giving away
Microsoft.
$2 million.
Yeah, but it's not like Microsoft. Microsoft can like literally shit out $100 billion and not give a
If
shit.
they don't believe in
you know?
him, I mean, let him win 7K. What's that gonna, what's that gonna do to their
Yeah,
bottom line?
But I don't know. I think they're trying to take like a strong stance against this thing. That's
Just
it.
because of the doxing, not because of anything else, really.
It could be that specifically, yeah. I'm sure they would bend the knee for somebody who draws a major crowd. Like if it was like MenaRD.
I don't think Arslan drew a huge crowd until he won Evo against all odds.
Yeah, because then you...
I feel like if that kind of story happened again, they would benefit a lot.
Maybe for him, because like if you...
Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're someone of like high value, then like they'll bend the knee for you.
Yeah.
He hasn't, the Bengali player, he hasn't like built a name for himself just yet. Before you told me, you specifically went after me and told me, like, sent me videos and all that stuff.
It's true. I'm the woke lib over here.
Exactly.
I'm trying to push for diversity.
You are.
You caught me in 4K.
You're doing a good job at that because you're getting someone like me who doesn't care to even like notice.
It is an interesting story, to say the least, right? You know about him?
Yeah. If he eventually builds his net worth, I don't know, his intrinsic value, then people will play ball with him and people like him. They're not gonna like really give a shit unless when it comes to like the financial math that they do, it makes it worthwhile for them to actually go through the trouble. Because there's hidden costs behind all of this stuff that we don't see, that they see.
I get that. There's a lot of parts going into it. Production is tough. One of the posts, I'm gonna paraphrase. If someone messes up like this, paraphrase. So I'm gonna paraphrase. He tried to organize flights for like 8 people, and it was hell.
Yeah,
that's what he said. So I get that.
They all speak different languages.
What I want to see happen, I think Arslan, if he put out a statement, I don't care what he says, but I want to hear his take on it.
Yeah, if he puts out a statement,
it can be irrelevant.
like stick to Tekken.
They are going to do that. He has tried to break into Street Fighter once or twice. Maybe that's why he hasn't said anything. I would be like, oh, well, this is easy. I'll support him. I'm FGC. I'm not Tekken specifically. He's known beyond Tekken. People know him, obviously, in Pakistan. But also here, people know him. Some people hate him because they just, like, they want to vote for the home team.
I'm like that, too.
Yeah, I want to vote for the home team. Yeah, no, there was a guy in Tekken. When I was at EVO, I don't watch Tekken, but there's a guy named Genghis Don. I don't think he's reached this kind of level before. I was like, oh, this guy, I want him to win. I don't care about Arslan for today only.
What is he? Is he Mongolian?
No, he's not. He's just a dude. His team name was something like, I don't know, bro. It was a really weak name.
Where's he from?
I think he was just like from there or something. I really don't remember.
Okay.
I was rooting for him because it's the first time he made it there, and like he's American. That's literally it. I'm like,
he's American?
Yeah, he's American.
Okay, shit.
I'm in.
Yeah, home team. Dude, let's go.
That's what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go Genghis Don, unrelated to Street Fighter. Temujin?
But you're supposed to say Genghis. If you're going to say Genghis, that's
Genghis
a
Khan's name, his real name was Temujin.
I know Temujin. Dan Carlin, you don't think I listened to his podcast?
I don't think you listened to him. I thought you said it was boring. Now, the other thing. I don't want these top players just saying, why can't you go, man? Hey, Capcom. At Capcom. Well, why can't he go? Seems like he won. I want them being like, hey, at Nakayama-san and at Matsumoto-san, the director and producer, they're on. One of them is on Twitter, and he posts and he responds to people. Why not just talk to them directly?
Well, it could also be like their virtue signaling. That thing that you guys like to do.
Woke moralists. The ones with the influence who have worked with Capcom. On the down low, I hope they're doing it too. But if they do it publicly, that's something people would rally behind.
Yeah.
It would bring attention to them in a way that I get it. But
you know, it might also bite them in the butt.
No, here's the thing. Those two guys, they care about players. I stood feet away from them. They were just chilling, talking to people. They were out behind the desk because they're like exhibitors at the booth. Yeah. No, you could have walked up to them and just said, hey, love your game. These are guys who play in every aspect of the game. So I know they were the ones who looked at the reference photos when the field team went to take pictures for the open world section in India. Maybe they went to Bangladesh. Maybe they took a few photos for the textures in the game.
Unlikely. I would even go
Unlikely, but I'm just saying.
Along the way.
India would have been easier for them. But you never know.
Yeah.
Message one of them. Yeah. Message one of them.
Yeah. All I'm going to say, guys, don't bother. Don't take that risk. Don't listen to this idiot.
You're right. Also, you notice how I never brought up the second place winner who was selected? Yeah. Except for the first time. He should not say anything. I don't want him to say anything. He didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. He got selected by the process of someone else getting disqualified. We take those, right?
Yeah, sure.
As a competitor, we take those.
Sure.
Hey, I went 3-2 in whatever Northeast region. I got 97th place out of 600. I think 2 of those guys were DQs. They didn't even play me. Actually, it was only 1, but still. We take those. Your guy got disqualified. Stick to the plan. You don't want to make yourself look like some kind of like rebel either. You played your heart out. I know that for a fact because you still kind of placed in the top 2 of your region. He didn't do anything wrong there. I don't know, man.
Yeah. What's up?
I just don't want any of the pro players to delete their posts. I want that to stay
I don't think they would delete their posts.
They could. They might be like, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm going
Why
to delete this.
Why would they get in trouble? Like, what are they, like the Nazis?
Maybe like the pressure from the riffraff, the
what
rabble.
Pressure, dude? Like, don't worry about it. Like, it's not like they're going to send a pipe bomb to their house.
No, but the proletariat, the fighting game community, they go nuts, bro. They got the mob mentality sometimes.
Unless you're going to have a Japanese zero kamikazing your house, don't worry about removing your post. All right.
But that's what I'm saying.
Also, don't take any unnecessary
I heard some already did. That's the thing. So maybe they overstepped and they have to walk it back. But I think they should leave up maybe a little retweet.
But also, you don't have to go to bat if you don't want to.
That's true.
Like,
you don't have to go out of your way. Like, if you feel like, I told you, the highly respected commentator who was in Capcom jail for like 5 years, 10 years. I'm glad he's not commenting on this because I don't want him to go in Capcom jail again. He's a good commentator.
He went to Capcom jail?
Like, dude, I have to listen to him talk about...
What's Capcom jail? Like, you just like...
The Capcops got him.
Okay.
He was talking about Guilty Gear, dude.
Capcom jail to me basically sounds like getting arrested by Cammy or having your head tucked between Chun-Li's thighs.
Chun-Li is an actual cop in the game, in the lore. Stop talking.
She's a cop?
Chun-Li is a cop. She could do that.
That's exactly what I mean. She could arrest me all day.
Well, that's for you to know. I don't think my viewers care. They agree. No, it's fine. They'll agree. Yeah. Everyone does. Let's be honest.
Of course, dude.
Also, Cammy better.
I mean, they're both great.
Not the point. Anyway. Yes, they're both great. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. I thought I was the woke moralist here. All women are beautiful.
I mean,
anyway.
You're the woke moralist. I'm just
I didn't know you were. No, you said they're both great, bro.
Yeah, because like I want a harem of them.
Well,
if it's a harem of 2, it's...
M. Bison did too. He made clone bodies of Cammy, and he's the villain of the game. Okay. That tells you something.
Is he in the game?
He's not in this one. He basically...
Do they cycle through these characters?
Yeah, they change it out every so often. Okay. They repeat him every so often. Like, people want people from the 3rd game in. yeah, I guess that's about it. We covered everything I really needed to talk about. I could scroll through like my notepad here, my iPad. I wrote way too much, by the way. I wrote so much on here.
Yeah, that's good though. You prepared.
I prepared, even though I'm a garbage interview.
No, don't.
I'm
like
getting
that,
there. I'm still
bronze.
bronze. I haven't gotten the silver.
No,
yet.
you're wood league. That's what you are. You're wood league.
There's rookie, iron, bronze.
You're fucking oak at best. That's what you are.
Wow.
You're not mahogany just yet.
Gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm not in the medals yet. There's something really important I didn't mention. I messaged Si Anik in between the times of the 2 posts. I was pleading with him, delete those posts, please. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah. And did any of your 5 viewers do anything about it?
My whole thing is just message the guy, like, just be upfront. Literally, the whole issue could have been resolved. If I was on lunch when I saw his post at 2:51, if I was like, maybe he'll respond, maybe he'll notice, I would have just said, yo, just delete that real quick. I'm a big fan. Please delete that.
Yeah.
He's responsive. He seems like he'll do the right thing. Like,
yeah, give him some time.
I don't get this like burning
like
bridges type angle. I don't think he's doing that at all.
I don't think so either.
I really doubt it. Like, he's
yeah,
not doing it out of anger or maliciousness.
I think, I don't know. I hope things work out for him, of course. But you know, if it doesn't work out this time, it's like a lesson learned, like I said. And
do you think it'll work another time with
I think
Capcom
so.
at least?
I think so, because it's
Do you
just
think
like
Capcom will
I don't think Capcom either is trying to like burn all bridges. Because then it's just like, let's say
another Bengali guy wins next time.
No, like any guy in any developing country might be like, well, fuck this company, and they go out and play Tekken instead or whatever. You know?
Okay, that's true. That's true. They could do that.
Yeah, like I don't think they're trying to do that either. Because like from a marketing perspective, I'm not a marketer.
Do you think Si Anik should jump to Tekken? Might be a good move.
If he really wants to, if that's what he wants to do, sure.
Yeah. I'll buy him a copy of Tekken straight up. I don't even have the game myself.
If you want to, because you do like being woke.
No, it's because I made a friend.
Did he come to your birthday?
He replied to me. I was like, hey man.
Okay. That's all it takes is just a reply.
Like, hey man, I like your cut.
I've known you since the fucking 5th grade. I like your cut, G. Okay, anyway.
I got a lot of Bengali friends.
I know, and it's annoying.
By the way, I have a Bengali friend who played Tekken. And you know, he had detractors at work for no reason too.
He had tractors at work?
Detractors. He had, this is important too, dude. I've had Bengali friends and people just downplay him just because he's like, not because he's Bengali, but they'll just downplay him and I'll be like, why is it that you just like, every time it's another like Bengali dude, you know what I mean?
Okay, and is he good at it?
I don't know. I don't have any like knowledge on Tekken. I'm uncultured like that. I only play Street Fighter.
First of all, it's not a cultural thing. It's just like, because they're both fighting games.
Yeah, I mean,
they're both Japanese, right?
Yeah.
And they're both played by people in developing nations, right?
You know? I don't know. Yeah, I guess
potato, same thing.
All right.
You guys aren't really diversifying here.
On the emotional side of things, I planned my trip to EVO a month in advance. I had no trouble getting it. I got my arena tickets. I got to watch the finals in the arena. $2,000 for a 5-day vacation in Vegas, dude. Easy.
For you,
easy. I'm not rich either.
But $2,000.
I had the luxury of playing 5 months in advance.
That's because you're rich, dude.
There were high-level players who are way better than me. At first, I was like, "Yo, you should have been earlier," and I was like, "Oh, you're a high-level player. Oh, you had to like practically immigrate here to get to go to EVO." I just walked in. And you wanted to see those finals badly. I only played one of the finals games.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to watch Tekken. I just want to see, like, I was biased. I wanted to see AngryBird win. And he did.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, something completely different. Like,
and he did. That's my cousin, by the way. That's my cousin. No, we're not talking about the chicken cosplay. Stop. You don't bring that up again. I was enamored. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I didn't do
Saw that ass, though.
Stop it.
But, yeah.
Fuck out of here. AngryBird won. He was religious on stage. No one said shit to him. He did the prayer thing after he won. Like, Arslan kind of set the stage for that. And then AngryBird's like, he's too competitive. He's like, I can't let him be more Muslim than me.
Cringe! I'm just
kidding. Started crying, too. No, I started crying.
Did you really?
But I should have, though. Then I would have been caught on camera for sure. They would have put me on all the publicity reels. Yeah. Then they would have invested in the Middle East more.
Maybe.
Oh, man. It's all about money. Anyway. And then I found out one of the guys in my friend group who was going, he's unemployed. He was going to pay me with his unemployment benefits. And he did. He paid me back. But we went to EVO. We hung out. We had a good time. He's a friend. He was unemployed. So people have different levels of difficulty getting to these things. And for me, EVO, I was like Diamond 2 at the time. I'm Master now. But I was Diamond.
Are you really?
I was like Diamond 2.
Are you really?
We already went over this. It's not a big...
But no, it's awesome, though.
Thank you.
Nice,
well, it isn't a constant. I appreciate it. Give me it. Thank you. A Ryu Ken kind of thing. I'm Ryu, by the way. You're Ken. No, you're
What's his
Asian.
name? What's his
You're
name?
Ryu.
Kage?
Kage is just his dark Hado energy.
Black
See,
Ryu.
we're not putting that in here. Listen, my channel, we have a difficult relationship with racism. I'm gonna put this in the video, please.
Okay.
I made a video about how the villain of Street Fighter 6 was racist before the game even came out. It was so dumb. It was satirical.
Who's the villain?
This guy named JP, it turns out he's the accountant for the villain of the old game. The dumbest backstory. I said he was racist because it was just talking about how he dressed and stupid stuff like that. A lot of people did enjoy it, and then we still had the idiots who were like, God, you guys are being woke. Can't believe you're being woke about
Yeah, don't be
this
woke,
game."
Yeah, dude.
Did you not get the joke?
but
Someone
it's
didn't
fine.
get the joke.
It's fine. For your next video, I want to be extremely racist.
They're not gonna
but
let you
then-
on again. I'm gonna call the Capcops.
I just want to diversify your audience. I want to make
Thanks,
sure no
man.
one's left out.
No,
Like, all
I
the
think
rednecks
we
and
are winning
hillbillies.
over the racists, though. I think
What?
we're winning them over with this. We're not gonna impersonate racists. We're not gonna give them a platform.
Impersonating, not being. There's a
No, I
difference.
know, but you
But,
know,
okay.
yeah. Well, thanks for chatting with me, man. Thanks
course,
for
man.
taking
You're-
time
you're
out of your
welcome.
busy day. You've been here for 3.5
Listen, dude,
hours.
I have all the time in the world for you. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm unemployed too.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but hey, I'm still looking. So like.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have won Capcom World Warrior.
Well, that's because like.
and also should have been
Well, no,
born
it's
in a
'cause, like,
place with easy visa access.
I was in college.
And also had disposable income
Well, I
and a
did have
family
disposable income.
that supported you and
I have all of those things.
free travel and sponsors.
I don't have that thing, but you know what I do have?
Yeah,
I have an American Express card,
and applied early, and
and I have a lot of points.
that's good.
I'm gonna use one of those things
Well,
to take
don't
a trip
use too
to.
much credit. You know, you gotta
I don't.
pay off your credit. You know,
Well,
don't get in trouble.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah,
I'm
man.
happy we got to go over all this, man.
course.
I'm gonna try to edit it down to bite size, but to be honest, we recorded like 2 hours. Ain't happening. I might get like 2 viewers.
You're definitely not JRE.
You know,
You're definitely not Lex Friedman.
I do have one last
You're
thing for
definitely
you.
not Andrew Huberman.
I have one last thing for you. I did bring a special
Oh shit,
prop.
dude!
I brought props. I brought this for you, man. This is straight from Evo.
Holy shit!
Because if Capcom is not gonna let the Bengali dude into their Pro Tour, I had to get one for my boy. Check it out. We got
Holy
the Capcom
fuck,
Pro
dude.
Tour. It has money in it too. Real picture of dollar
see.
bills, not real money, but
Is
you
this
know,
from like?
it's official Capcom Pro Tour. Don't
And it
smell
actually smells
It's-
like
I washed
garlic
it.
and onion
Nope,
paste.
I washed
So I know you went to the Indian subcontinent.
What the hell?
But yeah,
Yeah, man.
thanks, man.
If you wear that,
Yeah.
be proud. I'm virtual signaling right
Well,
now.
what size is this?
I'm actually taking it back after the video.
What size is this?
I think large.
I'm a medium.
No, I mean medium.
And where is
That's
this
what I
made? I want to see exactly.
said. If
how
it's
well
made in
they're-
Bangladesh, yo,
Yeah.
it might be.
No, Dominican Republic.
No,
dude.
you lying.
Yup.
You lying. Why you lying? Let me
This
see.
is the superior developing
Man,
country.
you trolling. You
Yeah.
trolling. This actually could be. It actually
yeah.
is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
dude.
from DR. You're not gonna be able to read that.
MenaRD made this.
MenaRD
Yeah,
made it
or one of his
himself.
cousins.
It says made in Dominican Republic, fabric en Republic Dominicana, hecho en República Dominicana.
That's how woke he is. He'll just like fucking learn a new
Exactly.
language on
I
the
just
fly.
learned like titles and
Yeah.
stuff. No, man, I don't know. Do you actually
appreciate it,
want
man.
it though? I would though, if you actually care. But like the back is actually
Thanks,
cooler
man.
than the front with the shitty Capcom.
I appreciate it.
This one says like, you read it. It says like,
Get
wi-
rich with that trying. I'm just kidding. Fight hard, get rich.
oh, fight hard,
Yeah.
get rich, huh?
I appreciate it, man.
Really, Capcom? Fight
Yeah.
hard, get rich?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
But the thing is,
I know
appreciate it,
someone
bro.
named Si Anik who.
I appreciate
tried.
this. I appreciate this.
If you want it, you can have it. I'm gonna be honest.
I'll take it,
It's
dude.
like one of those shirts you only wear
I'm
at home.
unemployed. I'll take anything.
And
right
to be
now.
honest, once again, Capcom showing their hand. They're being racist.
And
they made in
this
DR.
is how
Bangladesh
they
has
label
plenty
you a
of
liability
because
you're talking shit about a corporate company.
That's why I'm gonna bleep that
Alright?
part out.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. If you want it, you
You're
can keep
welcome.
the 5 Below bag too. Kind of fitting for a shirt made by a company of corporate
Thanks, man. Do you do this for all your?
excellent game devs.
Do I get this too? Holy
no,
shit!
no. I'm gonna take the bag
I'm
for you.
taking
If you
this.
want it, you can have it. I'm gonna be honest, you probably don't want that shirt. I'm just doing it for the video. Anyway, thanks for being like my token Bengali guy, dude.
Token. I'm unique, dude.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you something. I'm the lightest skinned Bengali guy you'll ever meet.
See,
in your
that's
life.
why I told you you have to justify. Thank you so much for being so brave.
You're welcome. Cuck.
You were a lot more inflammatory in his
yeah.
verbiage, some would
Yeah.
say. It's too dark. They couldn't see you half the video. Get in the
Sounds
light for like 3 seconds, would you? No, take that. Wait, you had that off the whole time. I swear I
No,
turned that
because
on.
when the power went out in your car and your shitty
Oh
little
my
Honda
god,
Civic,
dude.
in your shitty little Honda Accord, you literally
You said
pressed this
Civic.
one and not that one.
Get in the camera, get in the light, look directly at right here.
Am I supposed to sign you off?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you do that. I would never. You're
Okay.
my friend.
What do you say at the end of your show?
I don't have a tagline. Just I'll cut it off randomly. I don't even care.
All right.
You can keep the hat on if you really want.
It's
People
cold
think
as
you're
shit
a hat
outside,
guy.
dude.
It's like,
Look at my hands.
stop
Like,
being
feel my
corporate,
hands.
bro.
Feel
Stop
my
being
hands,
corporate.
dude. It's cold.
You are anemic. That's your problem.
No,
Eat
dude.
some
I'm
broccoli.
actually very healthy. I exercise every day.
He did work out more than me today.
Yeah. No, not today.
And
every day.
yesterday, and most days.
Yeah.
But man, that's why I beat you at Street Fighter though.
It's because I don't want to get carpal tunnel.
What games do you play?
I play Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, good cut off here. No one cares.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's the best game ever made.
Well, that's
I
all-
play World of
that's
Warcraft
your opinion.
competitively in PvP.
And, you know, you didn't support my woke agenda, so I guess I'm cutting this off right
Street
now.
level heroin
I guess I'm just
addiction. I played Street Fighter 6. I like the game.
I
like the game.
Wait, for real. I'm keeping this in.
I like the game. It's just like I
Okay,
don't know
we-
exactly what to play. I'm
Yeah,
still
it's
addicted to
true.
like Baldur's Gate 3
No, I
and
get
World of
that.
Warcraft. I try to quit it,
Anytime
but
you
the thing
want
is
to
like
join the
anytime a new season
FGC,
comes out, I have to go play it again.
look, sorry, I
Oh, yeah.
interrupted you so many times. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it's all
I was
good.
being kind of oppressive, kind of like a certain company, you know what I'm saying?
Capcom, keep doing your thing. Man. Yeah, fuck these guys. I'm just kidding. But anyway,
What did Anik do to you, man? Onyx,
to be honest, nothing. He could have done more. If he did at least one thing for me, I would have been on board.
you know, well, thank you,
Drive,
man.
bitch.
Yeah, it's a good
Cold.
point. Time to turn this shit
Just
off
kidding.
right now. All right, peace.
Yeah.
Do a little peace, y'all.
Peace,
Yeah,
y'all, as he
Peace.
says.
Peace.
You know,
Peace out. I don't know. Do they do that thing anymore? Where they like,
they.
I don't know. Like, what's a good like? What's
Holy
a good
shit!
like?
Just end the video, bro, before you become any more
Nah, yeah,
racist.
You're right. You got me.
They.
Calling 5K.